Okay, the subject of this video is going to be protecting yourself in a crowd through use of pointed objects. Uh, World's a pretty dangerous place with all the crazy people getting mob mentality all over the place. You see it all the time in Portland and Seattle. Everybody's crazy, and the mob has no brain. So one of the workouts I do 3 workouts in a month's period of time on a baseball diamond. One of them will be germane to what I'm saying right now. Now, you don't always have a big giant knife like this, but most people have a pen. You take that bad boy out and it'll be a sharp object too. Another thing is a pair of scissors. You can't really get in trouble for carrying a there's tactical knives now too. Obviously you would want a double-ended dagger, would be the best to clear a crowd, right and left, and you would want 2 of them. But if you don't have it, work on these things. Now, I'm not going to use this because it'll be the weapon of last resort, but I will use this in the double-ended training. Special Forces will teach you that the best way to strike, best way to hold a knife is like this. That way you can still punch with the handle, and anytime they grab, that's what we're doing this time. We're just using the pokey ends now on this. Now, one of my workouts, when I come out to a diamond, I run around the bases. The first one, I'm just doing a normal dash to first, and then I do a reverse dash to second. I do suicides back and forth to third, and then I skip to home. At the end of the workout, I do just the reverse. I start at home, I go to third to second, and on this one, I start out doing a bunny hop, then I do a single leg hop alternating, then I do a dash, then I do a reverse dash. The reason you want to do that, just for outside leg development. Baseball players get a lot more leg injuries simply because they only run in torque on one way when they're going counterclockwise around the bases. So you need to do whichever one you do one way, you need to do the equal amount the other way to stop from getting injuries. So I'm going to go over just a real abbreviated version of what I do for this. So striking with a knife is a gross movement. So what I usually do is I'll do a total of 6 medicine ball throws, 3 up, 3 across. Now I'm right-handed, so I do 2 with one and 1 with the other. I throw a whole lot of stuff, so I'm not really. You should probably do twice that number since I do a whole lot of other throwing things. The other thing I'm going to do, I drag myself through the sand with the knives. I'll do it hand over hand. I'll do it dual hands. I'll do a little demonstration to short it, and then I'll do back and pulling myself back on the ground. I'm going to do that last. So I'll do 1 throw of each. I also throw a hammer. Now I do more of the hammer throws because they're a longer thing. Like if you have a knife and you're going up, it's a longer arc. So what I'll do is I'll take the hammer and I'll throw it underhanded, both hands about 4 times, and then I'll do it overhanded about 4 times. But I'm not throwing it overhanded like for distance for that. I'm throwing it with the flat end up. Now I'm only going to do 2 throws because I want to keep this video under an hour, obviously. The shorter the better, so I don't lose anybody. So I'm just going to do 1 throw underhanded with a hammer to show you I can easily throw it the length of a base, and that's a short arm uh, 10-pound sledgehammer, 12, something like that. And the medicine balls and the hammer, I would normally throw against the backstop to catch it, so I wouldn't have to, because I'm not trying to test myself for distance on this exercise. I'm just trying to throw it, get it, and throw it back again. So I'd get away just a little bit back from the backstop because you don't want to do damage. This isn't my property, so you just want to do enough where the backstop stops it. The same thing with the medicine ball. When I'm throwing it up, I want the backstop to catch it so it doesn't go over and brings it right down, back down, so I can throw it again. I'm only going to do one hammer throw, one going up and one going out. So I'll do the one going up first, the one going out first. Then I do an exercise against the fence, working the fence. So what you're doing is you're throwing various stabs against the fence, and that simulates stabbing a person. The knife goes pretty far in a person, but the fence will catch either your hand or whatever you're stabbing with and provide resistance. That's like a body. So when you're in a fight with a knife, you want to create space in a mob environment. You want to use the bodies around you. Like, say there's like a bunch of people coming at you. You can't engage all these people. They're pressing you. Now, I'm a real stout dude. I'm 260. I still want to create space, so I've got to use, once you injure somebody, they curl towards that injured part. So let's say you get a guy here or here or here, he's going to curl in that way. You want to follow through and bump him to use his weight to create space behind him, because he's going to fall back to get away from you if he can, or he's just going to fall back. So you're using him to create space. That's why you use, that's what's good about the metal fence. It gives a resistance after the initial plunge that you're not going to get really anywhere else. The next thing I'm going to do after I do that, to develop the power you need for these downward strokes and these side strokes, what I do is I climb up the fence. So normally I do it a whole bunch of times, but this time I'm just going to show you, it's just climbing up a fence. So I'm just going to go up, across, and then a little bit diagonal. Now you really want to do this 5 or 6 times just to get a feel, and that's going to give you the power, the pulling down power and the pulling in power in a fight. Last thing I'll do, we'll go into, I'll have to pick up this whole thing and take it over here. So the one good thing, another reason to work out on a baseball diamond is the dugout. So what you do at the dugout has 2 walls. Well, really 3 at the end if you count the enclosed area. So that simulates a mob around you. So you can hit one, immediately hit the other, or if you only have one, you can go one, back. You can even, as you go to the end, you'll even get on 3 sides. So let's just go through it all. So I'm going to start off with the throws. Then I'll do a little bit of the knife dragging at the end. We'll work the fence a little bit, and then we'll finish with the dugout. And then, like I said, on top of that, I would do the two around the bases, both directions. Now the hammer throw. Again, this is going to be an underhand throw, but if I was to do the overhand throw, I wouldn't be doing it this way. I would be doing it that way. This is going to be the underhand throw. And I'm right at home plate. Let's see if I can get it out to first base, which is 66 feet. So it's just like a bowling ball. Okay, I got that. If it's 66 feet from home to first, I threw that, almost 80 feet. So let's go over the wall. Again, that's just to get your reflexes down for that. You're going to develop your power with the medicine ball and the hammer throws. So I'm going to move this a little closer, I guess. I'm going to forego the ground one simply because I just looked as I moved the video. It's already at the 12-minute mark. So what you do is you get in here, and this one you really go all out because this is going to simulate the attacks from a mob. So this one I'm going to hit it hard. So it doesn't matter what you got, take it and use it. But you're trying to clear space. Remember, you want the wave to part from you, and you want to use these people's body and momentum and their natural reactions to clear the area. So let's go. So there you have it. And like I said, I would just climb up the fence one way, both up and down, side to side, and zigzag. I'm not going to do that because you can figure that out on your own. You want to rest about, I'm not going all out because I'm doing everything abbreviated. You should be out of breath after every set. You should rest 2 minutes between sets. You should get all this done, need 50 minutes. Thank you, I'm out.